Coming off their best season in franchise history, topped off with a World Series win, the Arizona Diamondbacks are preparing to go into this offseason with a few questions they have to answer. Will they be able to retain some of their pieces long term? At what price? And can they add to the team that just won it all for them? Plug in this controller first. We are going to advance to the offseason. First, we're going to look at postseason statistics. I'm not going to look too much into it, but this is basically it. As far as average, homers, and RBI totals, right, only at 8. Only postseason, that's still a good amount. That's it. So we have to first of all re-sign. Brad Ziegler actually retired, which is good because I didn't plan on retaining him. Torrey Hunter retired, didn't do so great in his last season, but he ended up a champion. This guy sucks. Although I was using him for speed in the minors, that's whatever though. Let's look at notable retirements. Cliff Lee retired with the Baltimore Orioles in his last year. Did not do so hot. He had a good year before that though. David Murphy retires at only 34, citing age. And he had a couple pretty bad seasons. Big Papi retires. In his last year, he hit .293, playing part-time. It's pretty good. David DeJesus retired as well. He's 36 at this point. Did well in what looks like a bench role the last couple years. Wasn't a full-time starter, I'm assuming. Jose Molina did absolutely nothing this year. I'm assuming he wasn't even on the roster. Jose Bautista retires. That's an interesting one. Only 35. He hit 20-plus homers both of those years, too. Mark Burley retires. Not so hot. Nothing like what he was for at least part of the year in real life. Dickey retired. Looks like he was in the bullpen or not pitching in the majors until the roster expansions here. Meiser Turris. Cody Ross, who we just traded to them, hit .244 in his last year. Retired due to age, although I thought it was injury at first. Jeff Keppinger retires. He had a good last couple of years in the MLB. Ryan Rayburn retires as well. Nick Castellanos has a dislocated ankle, and he never quite panned out anyway. Joe Nathan retires. Really good. Oh, I guess he wasn't closing. Papelbon was closing, and he retires due to age as well. That's weird. We've seen him go years in these before. Grant Balfour retires. 25 saves in his last year with the Twins, it looks like. Corey Rasmus, he's either the oldest or the second oldest of the Rasmus brothers, but he retires. Not so impressive. Willie Bloomquist retires. Didn't perform up to high standards after he left the Diamondbacks 2 years ago. Fernando Rodney retiring. That's strange. Adrian Beltre ended off his career not so great. On the path he's on now, he's going to end up having one of the best second halves of a career ever. Chad Qualls retires. Dan Ugla finally retires. He went 4 for 6 in his last season. Garrett Jones retires. That's interesting. He's young too. Well, younger. Not like I'm going to retire. Nate McLouth retires too. He always killed me when I played the Nationals. I don't think I ever uploaded a game against the Nationals, but he always went like 2 for 3 or 3 for 4. It was ridiculous. This guy tore his MCL. Marlon Byrd retires. Kind of underperformed his last year. Chase Utley gone. Looks like Philly's going to start to purge now. Jeremy Guthrie retires. Ryan Kalish hurts himself. Brian Pena retires. Skip Schumacher retires. Turn this volume down. I think it might be getting picked up by my mic. Kyle Loesch retires. Not such a great last year, but the year before that he was solid. Overall, he had 5 saves with Milwaukee. It's because he was coming out of the bullpen. 4.25 career ERA. Juan Uribe retired with the Brewers, apparently. Randy Choate finally calls it quits. I believe we just faced him in the playoffs, too. Justin Morneau retires. He's only 34 years old and is retiring due to age. Okay. Joaquin Benoit retires. Not so great this year, but the year before and the year before that, he was very dominant. Yoshinori Tateyama, who in this game apparently has never played in the MLB. Jeremy Affeldt, Santiago Casilla. This guy towards rotator cuff. Tim Hudson retires. Never had a season below 500 in his career, it looks like, after it was all said and done. And Marco Scutaro hangs it up. Looks like he was in a bench role. Any notable free agents? Eric Bedard, A.J. Burnett, Eric Chavez, who we just let go, Ryan Dempster, Greg Dobbs, Mark Ellis, Rafael Furcal, John Garland, Alex Gonzalez, Brock Holt retired. He's doing really good in real life this year. Yeah, he did really good the year before too. It's really strange. This guy we just let go. Reed Johnson retires. Paul Konerko retires as a free agent. Colby Lewis retires. I don't know who these people are. Lyle Overbay, Brian Roberts, Jonathan Sanchez, Mr. No-Hitter. Yeah, he really didn't have a notable career outside of that. Was it a perfect? I think it was a perfect game, actually. It wasn't just a no-hitter. No, this guy, didn't we just face him? No, never mind, wrong guy. Had the wrong name at first, and Randy Wolf. Barry Zito retires after ending his career very poorly. Alright, so here's our contract renewal. We got 2 big guys, some prospects, and anyone else in the majors, it does not look like it. We are going to release J.J. Putz right off the bat because we do not need him. Is anyone else old? I'm surprised he didn't retire, actually. Mike Morse I want to keep. Colementer I'm keeping. Joe Thatcher, Matt Reynolds, Nick Evans. Let me write these down. Alright, so Thatcher. Thinking about giving Ibarra a shot in the majors this year, too. Reynolds, Evans, Arroyo, Cunningham. He's the only position player we're going to be releasing, it's looking like. Yep. Because everyone else is either a reliever or a starter. So, another good year from Arroyo after he got signed mid-season, but we have Bolsinger to take the spot. Owens next year, probably. Delgado, I'm not even sure I'm going to keep him around much longer because he did underperform this year. And if we could upgrade, that'd be awesome. Evans is a first baseman, actually. I did miss him when I was thinking of people who were we needed to re-sign. I'm going to release Bo Schultz, too. And Adam Russell. And this guy. So we don't need that many relievers. Well, actually, we didn't even... Well, we'll figure it out somewhere down the line. One of these 2 guys is probably going to be in the MLB this year, and I don't know who. Might be Stites, but it might also be Barrett. I don't know. Barrett's younger. But Stites I might groom into closing because Addison Reed's been really up and down the last 2 years. Alright, so we got Reynolds, Thatcher, Arroyo gone. Jacobs, or Evans, not Jacobs. I'm thinking Jacobs. And Cunningham is a right fielder. Alright, so that means we have 8 roster spots we have to fill now. Alright, Salazar. Wow, you really didn't want a lot of money for someone who just went undefeated last year. 20-0. I think that's the first time a starting pitcher full-time has gone undefeated. Let's jack this up. Not the 10 years, but just so I can get the salary right. Let's go 2.5 for 4 years. That'll buy out his arbitration, pretty much. Desmond Jennings, I'm okay with giving a little bit more than I would hope to. We got to get Kirk Gibson back, too. $4 million for 5 years is a pretty good deal, I think. Colementer will get back for a couple more seasons. Morse, 1 more year. Crawford, try and get him on a 5-year deal. Pollock for depth, in case of injury and whatnot. We have Ibarra for 4. He's also a lefty, and I don't think I only have 1 lefty up in the majors as far as bullpen. This guy will go for 5 years, and that's our entire free agent class. So we'll go forward. It seems like free agents starting very early this year. Terry Francona's available for hire as a manager, but we'll get Kirk Gibson back for a 5-year. Let's go 6, so he accepts it. 5-year. So let's go down to 5 and then see if he accepts it within immediate grasp. Buck Showalter would be nice. There's a lot of good guys if we need a backup plan. Like immediately at the top. Like there's Francona and Showalter and Mattingly. I also fired both of our first and third base coaches because they took fielding attributes away, which has been one of the bigger problems over the last 3 years for us, or 2 years for us. Let's go 4 at 1.5. We got a little bit of money to spend this year because the budget's like really bad because like there's a lot of people who were on 1-year contracts at the beginning of this that got off the books and we got at lower prices. So third base coach, we can go with this guy for 5 years at 1.5. Get both of them on similar deals. Well, actually, we'll go up on Kirk Gibson too. If he goes 5 years at that price, I'd be willing to bite the bullet on it. Let's sim through here. Jennings, Salazar, Colementor, Hart, Ibarra, Crawford. Oh, Kirk Gibson's gone? Really? Wow. So it did not even take him a day to figure that one. Make that decision. I'm thinking Francona now. He's a little expensive. Showalter. He takes down fielding. That's what I don't like. Speed's a problem too. I want to get Francona in. We're gonna have to go expensive as hell on him though. Yeah, let's go with Buck Showalter. Not Don Mattingly. Let's see what else is available. Can't believe Kirk Gibson leaves and goes to Joe Madden. Cheap too. 4 years. Why not? Or $4 million for 5 years. Okay, Joe Madden's going to be our coach, I guess, or our manager. I don't know why you leave a team you just led to the World Series for Philadelphia. Yeah, we got Joe Madden as our manager. This team is going places. Got our first base coach. Blah. And it looks like Morse took our offer. So we have, how many was it? 8, I believe. 8 spots. We need a catcher at least. A lot of third basemen. A lot of infielders that we really don't need. Go into here and just see what's available for free agents. Jason Hayward. Oh. We don't have a spot for him, but he's been hitting like a madman. And he's really good against righties. How much does he want? 30 mil. We have 15 mil available. Man, I wouldn't have even thought of like Trevor Cahill got a. Wow, we traded him and then he went 9-19. Jesus. Relievers, nothing really good here. I guess an F potential. Scott Downs is old. Looking at potentials, really. Like everyone who's got decent potential is old as hell. So Tim Lincecum's a free agent too. We got better options already in our rotation though. Jaime Garcia, I'm gonna pass on. Yeah, we don't need anyone there or there. We need another catcher, I believe. So we'll sign this guy to a 2-year deal for minor leagues. We also need another first baseman, I believe. So that guy's pretty old though for a prospect. Bart Batts. You can only hit lefties. One is the guy with decent contact or power, one of the two. We'll come back to Pedro Morales. I think he's going to be Pedro. He's going to be our AA guy anyway, so go position by position. Jason Hayward. He wouldn't play him in... I don't even know where we'd play him, actually. That's like Jason Hayward. He doesn't even have, like... Jennings had a better year than him last year, but what I'm worried about is the fact that... shit, I don't know what to do now. It's really going to bother me, I feel like, if I don't go after him. Sucks that we don't have a DH. Like, if we had a DH, I would have never had this problem. I'd just slide Morse out of DH. I actually have an idea. We can get a better second baseman, and I know who I'm thinking of right now. Okay, they're not going to take that. There's not really like any. He's only a 210-ish. There's not many good second basemen. This guy, he still can't hit. Yeah, there's not very many second basemen that would be within grasp. We could trade for Aaron Hill again. He sucked ever since we dealt him there in like the first episode of the series. Ian Kinsler's old and can't hit righties. Problem that I'm gonna have trying to find a second baseman. Maybe shortstop might be easier. I doubt it, but am I gonna improve at either of those positions? They're willing to give up Elvis Andrews. Oh, he's on a bad contract though. If we're gonna go after Hayward, Starlin Castro's been terrible. Don't they have? Oh, he's still in the minors. Starlin Castro's a good fielder. Well, I don't know. He's sucked ever since he was really good, if that makes any sense. It doesn't my mind. Too low. Yeah, we can't trade in the division. It's the only problem I'm going to have finding trade. While the Yankees really are having a rough going. Just trying to get rid of Jennings. I know I'm putting a lot on like getting Hayward, but actually, someone who would be better. We can get Alexi Ramirez, but he's been unimpressive. Mike Aviles, 260 career hitter. Hanley. Alright. Only about Shuck is that he's high batting average. I don't know if Jennings is going to be able to replicate what he did before. Oh, this is hard. Could move Myers to the infield, but he's our slowest outfielder. What we could kind of do is make like a platoon. Well, they both can't hit lefties, so no, that doesn't work. Myers is definitely guaranteed to have a spot. Shuck, I don't know. Got strong arms. I don't even know if I'm going to go through with this yet, so it's all kind of crapshoot right now. Right, I don't know why I'm looking at this. Goldschmidt. Catching. I really shouldn't put as much thought as I am into this, but it's Jason Hayward, and he doesn't really want that much for Jason Hayward. So we're just going to throw out an offer, and if he takes it, we're going to figure it out after he takes it. Try this. Alright. What else do we need? Right, I want to make sure that whatever offers I hand out, I don't go over. So we got 3 out of 8. Let's look for outfielders. Or second baseman. I think we need more infielders that aren't third baseman. I believe that was a need. Let's go with this guy. So it's 4. This will be 5. 6. Let's just see if those guys take it first, and then we'll leave the spot open for the Rule 5 draft. Which reminds me I have to go cover the Rule 5 draft to make sure none of my prospects get taken. Did I only sim through this day? Could keep Jennings as like a pinch runner too, because I've wanted to do that for a few years. I wanted to have just a designated pinch runner. Not on that salary though. It's the only thing I'm worried about. Competition for Hayward, none really. Could platoon center field. That's not going to happen though, probably. I don't know. Hayward's really good against righties. He sucks against lefties. You're not going to pay a guy $25 million to platoon though. So, well, you could, but you'd be kind of stupid. He's the only one qualified here besides Austin Jackson, who would actually be a good contingency. Oh, never mind. I was going to say he'd be a good contingency plan, but he's past arbitration eligible, so he's not a good contingency plan. I do want to look for someone who's a good utility infielder. No, Kevin Franklin. Wait, we already have a. Never mind. We have a utility infielder, I believe. We have Chris Nelson. Yeah, not a great fielder, but what's this? This is the 40 man. So let's check all this crap. I'm just gonna look at guys who are 23. I believe that's the cutoff. Stites is on our 40, so is he. Aaron Blair is not. This guy's not, but I do want to give him a shot to play in spring training. You're not eligible. Drury, I believe, is. He's not even played in the minors, but Trahan, no. Crow. I want to get rid of Crow at some point, too. I wonder, actually, there's a way I could get Cano with using Crow as well. Shuck. I want to get rid of 2 outfielders, so it's the only problem I have with that trade. I'd want to clear the hole at second. Plus, I want to mix it up. Like, I don't want to use the same team and win championships every year. Although you might be like, why would you not want to do that? It's boring for me to have the same exact team every single year. K-Rod, too. Let's try that again. Second baseman. And we're looking at Cano. Oh. Yeah, it looks like the only player they'd do it for straight up would be Goldschmidt. And I'm not going to do that. For Don and Jennings, as well as through Owens. No one's ever interested in him. Like, that's a really good contract. I wouldn't mind throwing Owens in if we got Robinson Cano. Like, it's easy to come across a good pitcher. Well, I wouldn't say that necessarily, but we don't have anyone who's unsigned, do we? No, we do not. Looks like Hayward's just going to sit free agency until he takes probably our deal. What else do I need to do? Make sure there's a spot on the 40. We have currently 20, 35, 37 people on the 40-man roster. It's good. So now we can pick someone in the Rule 5 draft, if there's anyone there. Probably going to look at starters and relievers, 4th outfielder possibly. Nope, never mind. Jason Hayward is on the team. Okay. So now what we're going to do is look at an upgrade in the middle infield. At either shortstop or second base. I don't care which. Probably shortstop because I'm not opposed to getting rid of Chris Owens. Even though he was one of the only people on the team before I started this franchise that was like, he's original to the Diamondbacks. It's like him and who's his face? The major guys. Goldschmidt. Owens and Goldschmidt. Alright, Rule 5. Josh Edgin was in the Rule 5 draft. J.R. Graham. C.J. Riefenhauser. I saw him pitch in real life. He sucked. Brendan Nemo. This guy, Vance Worley. Was the potential actually lower than his overall. Dominique Leon would be nice. This is 99 velocity. Will Harris, who's... Nope, he's not in our organization. Never mind. I did remember I traded him. Juan Francisco, who's a nice option off the bench for power. I'm trying to think of what we have off the bench to begin with. This guy's a really good base runner. Tommy Listell, man, he is breaking out in real life, I'll tell you what. Hank Hillboyce, Jake Lamb, Haniger, Delino DeShields, Irvin, Domingo Santana, with the Houston Astros. JD Martinez, another man who's... Why didn't they even release him to begin with? He hit 250. It's not terrible for the Astros, anyway. This guy's potential is like lower than his overall. Josh Bell. The thing I don't know is like about even picking any of these because you know what? I could have Juan Francisco fill the role of Mike Morse. Because he's basically the same type of. And I have Mike Morse on my team is because he's a good power bat. Yeah, I'm gonna draft Juan Francisco in the Rule 5 draft, and I'm gonna skip the rest of this. I don't know if he's under contract or not. He must be. Let's just check real quick. Juan Francisco. Yeah, he's on the second year of a 2-year deal, it looks like. Unless they just signed him to a deal. I don't know. He was doing really good for the Blue Jays for a while in real life. Excuse me. And then he started to suck recently, as well as the rest of the team. Their team has just been not performing up to expectations, but then again, they did kind of have an unrealistic start, or like an unexpected start. Let's go. Oh, we don't have any arbitration meetings or anyone to re-sign. So I guess that's going to be the cutoff for the offseason. We pretty much got the roster set. I'm going to look into trading for a better shortstop and come back next time for the first game of the season. So stay tuned for everything. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, a quick amendment to this episode. There are a series of trades I made, I believe 4 at the end of the episode, 5 episodes each. You can analyze each trade in the comments below. It's just really to mix up the team and some of the needs that we hadn't addressed coming into this. Thanks for watching.